Sunday day. I'm out and about. I just wanted to just get out. I wanted to just change some things, and I wanted to touch base. So, good morning, good morning, good morning. This topic today is going to be varied, but I want us to question something. I want to ask a question. I'm curious about something. Have you noticed something about and as you know, the topic today is really all about, my topic is always about raising the awareness in our community, encouraging our people to know about their rights, the right to hold their governor to account, the right to hold your elected officials and appointed officials to account. You have that power. That is something that we're very keen, and I'm always keen on this platform to always promote and support, because in the end, that is the only way we can make the change. There is no salvation in going to any church or any mosque. The salvation is when it's by will only occur when we collectively come together in our communities and begin to hold those who elect into office to account. That is where the salvation lies. I encourage you all to begin to do that. So if you're spending hours in the church and hours in the mosque and praying and hoping that something will change, it will not change. So I will start off by saying I'll quote section 14.2a, 14.2a. Sovereignty belongs to the people, from whom the government, through this constitution derives all its powers and authority. Please, I want you to bear that in mind. Always hold on to that fact. Use it in your community. Everyone in the community must have that information. And then section 42c, the participation of the people in their government shall be carried out in accordance to the provisions of this constitution. So that those are the two things that you need to bear in mind. And I wanted you to really have that as a very important point. Now, going forward, there are going to be new people who are going to start in the new dispensation is going to happen. Let's be very, very clear. Um, I'm just going to state something. One of the things that is people seem to misunderstand, to accept that Tinubu is going to be the next president and and run the government, is not the same thing as saying that you support them. But that's the reality that we face. So I've had some people saying, "Oh, if you say that and you're not accepting it, that it's not going to happen." If you think that the system, the oppressive system, will allow you to reject what they're putting before you, um, you're not facing reality. But what I would rather like those energy to be put into, I would like you to put your energy into making sure that the people begin to exercise their powers. And there are powers that we have. Like I said, Section 42A, Section 42C. Those are powers that we have that we can use to hold our governance to account. And I wanted you to be able to use that as a community to begin to question those we elect into office. We can and must take those steps. Um, for example, for the new elected officials coming in now, here is one of the two things I would suggest that we do. I want you to consider in every community beginning to invite these politicians to your community. The ones who came around giving you money and all that. Now start inviting them to your community and say, look, this is do a walk around with them in your community. And then also, how many of them have you seen in your community? How many of these politicians, the local councillors, your House of Assembly members, your State House of Assembly members, your senator, your reps, how many of them have you seen in your local area? After the elections, they disappear. You need to now begin to hold them to account and say, well, you asked us to vote for you, but now that we are telling you what our problems are, you're not listening to us. You're not talking to us. You're avoiding it. You're avoiding it. You're walking away from it. And that is what I'm trying to get us to really look at, to make sure that we begin this process of getting used to being the ones in control of our elected officials. The elected officials, they are working for you. They are answerable to the woman in the village. They are answerable to the boy on the street. They are answerable to the man in his home. They are answerable to each and every one of us. And that is why I'm trying to encourage us to begin to share this kind of very important information so that we can actually make a big difference in the lives of our people. If we do not start participating in our local government, and by that I mean when you see a road that is bad, you not only take a picture of it, you take a picture, you take a location, you bring a group of people together within your community on it. All right, thank you. So I'm just gonna get up there. So you begin. We have to have an active process, and I'm trying to design that. I've been trying to talk to you about knowing your rights. You take your good morning. Thank you for those of you joining. Please share this broadcast. This broadcast is about raising the awareness, the continued awareness of our people to know that we have the power to hold those we elected to office to account. And like I said, on this broadcast, I've shown you that are currently in. I have access to information that would make that every local government can have right now. Every single local government area, you need to have the access to something called the monthly FAAC monthly local government allocation. You can have access to that information. You must have it. Every local community. I am very happy to share that with you. I am happy to. Oh, thank you very much. Thank you. I appreciate that. Thank you. Thank you. Please share this podcast because this is the only way we can do it. The politicians, they are not there to serve you. They are there to line their pockets. But if we begin to collectively hold them to account, such as I'm showing you, they will have no other choice but to do what we want them to do. They'll have no choice but to do exactly what we want them to do. And that's the kind of thing we need to do now. It's all well and good. We can say the politicians that they're not doing this, they're not doing that, they're not doing. But the question I'm asking is, what are we doing within our community? You know, and what are we doing within our community to begin to hold them to account? And that is what I'm hoping to empower each and every one of us. Like I said, yesterday I did something online. I posted it on Citizen Air. Go and watch on YouTube. Most of my talk will be on YouTube because it's a platform that I know works best. Even though they have restrictions, I want to use them more and more. Facebook I will use now and then when I'm able to get around. Today I felt a little bit better, so I've come out live and discuss. But what I did yesterday was I went into the National Bureau of Statistics online. Just type that in, National Bureau of Statistics. I typed it in, and in there, I went into something called FAAC, Federal Allocation Accounts Committee, Federal Accounts Allocation Committee, sorry. And in there, I got up a list of the allocation that has been paid to every local government from March 2022 to December 2022. I got that information out. When I got it out, then I realized that there was nothing for January to March, January to March 2023. I asked questions. I went online. I spoke to the community, to the assistant that was on there. I asked questions. I said, "We haven't received the monthly allocation reports for January, February, and March 2023. We need that so that we know what is going on in each of the local government areas, how much they've been allocated." That is what we need to do collectively. If we do not begin to do that, we cannot expect anything to change. And that is what I'm really trying to really highlight in these discussions that we're having and that we're talking about. We need to get ourselves comfortable with questioning the system because, after all, that system is designed to serve you and I. It is. That system is designed to serve you and I. And unless we begin to hold it to account collectively, nothing will change. The politicians now, they're going to come and make promises to you. Please share this broadcast as you're getting it. Share it. help it reach more and more people. They will come and make promises to you. We will fix your roads. We will fix your water. We will fix your life. Because now they have the election is over. They will say that. But that's the last you see of them in your community. I want to ask you a question. How many of the politicians come to your community and walk within your community and say, what do you need? How many of them come to ask you a question and say, what do you need within this community? How can I make sure, bring it, help facilitate it? How many of them come and make that kind of a, uh, 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 you know, uh, discussion, have that kind of discussion with your community? I suspect very few of them, if ever, if any of them has ever done that. How many of them will come to your community and go, you know what? Right, okay, we want to listen to what you want in the community. What are your concerns? How many of them? How many of them have come to your local community associations themselves of their own free will? Those who are telling you they are working for the people, they are not even listening to you. How many of them are living within your communities? These are the questions that I want us to be asking. We need to be questioning those we elect into office, and we have to make sure that they provide answers. Those those elected officials need to tell you why is it that the local monthly allocation is not discussed, is not it never gets to your local government. They should tell you that. You have the right to question them. That is what Citizen AY is about. To raise the awareness in each and every community. We must do a better job of that. We cannot wait on our hands and knees and go to any church. What I am telling you now, the churches and the mosques, they are perhaps one of the most dangerous places for us in terms of our development. They are one of the most dangerous places for us in terms of our development as in our local government areas, because they have conditioned us to believe that prayers will solve the problems, and they have made us believe in the lies that if we just pray, and I mean, one of the things, I kid you not, you know, one of the songs in the Bible, they'll say, everything to God in prayer. And I'm here to tell you, as a former Christian, because I'm no longer a Christian. I am no longer a Christian. As a former Christian, and I don't say that lightly. As a former Christian, I'm here to tell you it is all lies. It is all deception. Because if you do not hold those you elected to office to account, but you expect that by praying that they will do what you're supposed to do, you are living in la la la. And I'm here to wake you up to change that mindset. I'm hoping that by having this kind of discussion, we can wake up. You need to call it for your honorables, those you elected to office. You have the power to call them to your community. Come and see what is happening within your community. And if they say to you, no, we can't come, remind them, you tell them, you will remember this because when we voted you in, you said you would fix our roads. You will come to our community. Now we voted you in. You are not even you pretend as if we don't exist. I want to also ask you a question. How many of these elected officials, how many of them live within your community? How many of these elected officials live within your community? How many of them live within your community? These are questions that we have really got to ask. These are fundamental questions that I'm hoping that as a community we can ask. It's not about complaining alone anymore now. It's about coming together within our community. Like I said, every community, all 774 local government areas, right now, none of you, nobody has questioned the lack, exactly where the monthly allocation for your local government has gone. If you do not question it, then you cannot expect to have roads, water, light, schools, bridges, healthcare, and all of these things because you are not participating in your governance. You see, the people who are in government, they know that you are not participating in government by holding them to account. So they are taking advantage of the fact that you are not you're not holding them to account by looting. You're making it easy for them to loot the money that they should use to fix your roads and your water and your light and your school and your bridges. So that's why I'm here to tell you all that our participation is a must. We must participate in this process. Our participation is a must. If we do not participate, then we cannot expect to have good roads, water, light, schools, and bridges. And how do we participate? You scrutinize the amount of money coming in from federal account allocation committee every month. These are figures that every local government area should have, and every local community association member should be aware of this amount, so that you can go to them and say, "Look, we know that this amount was paid this last month. Our roads are not bad. You need to come and work with us." You contact the local chairman, you contact the state house of assembly member, your house of reps, your senators, you contact them, you bring them to your community. This is the work we need to do. We've been conditioned to just believe that prayers is all we need to do. It's all a deception. I said deception. Prayers that they're asking you to do is a deception. So I'm here to encourage you. I'm telling you, please participate in your governance. It is the only way your future for your children and your coming generations can be guaranteed. I'm urging you again, participate in your governance. I urge you to participate in your governance. Whatever the politicians and teachers are doing now, you look now, they are fighting for positions. I want to be. Look at the Yari. He's going for he's going for Senate president, but yet in Zamfara is 92% poverty in Zamfara, and he was once a governor of that Zamfara. But the track record, they don't use their track record to go and to put it before you and say, "This is what I achieved." On the basis of that, support me for Senate president. Instead, they just tell you, "I have been a governor, so just make me a Senate president." And they don't they look at money. He was buying. He paid 300 million naira for what I had for the book written by Abdullahi Malami, the Attorney General. They paid money, and where did they get the money from? 250 to 300 million naira for at a book launch. If we do not begin to question these people, they will just continue to loot our money. That is why your participation is important. You must participate in the government. You must hold them to account. You must never allow them to get away with it. Very, very, very important. You must never ever allow them to get away with it. You need to ensure that each and every one of them. Hello? Hello? You must never allow them to get away with it. You need to make sure that each and every one of them, that we begin to exercise our powers. And what are those powers? Like I said, Section 14.2a. Sovereignty belongs to the people, from whom the government, through this constitution, derives all its powers and authority. That's number one. Number two, 42c. The participation of the people in their governance shall be in accordance with the provisions of this constitution. So the constitution guarantees you the right to participate in your own governance. And you need to begin. Everybody in every community, from young and old, you must participate in your governance. You must hold them to account. You can no longer be silent. Don't be on the sideline. Join in every community. Go and join the community, local community association. Be a member of your local community association. That is your number one task. Once you join that, you can now begin to now ensure the monthly federal account allocation committee, the monthly amount, you need to, every local community association member must have those records. You must be able to access those records to know how much was paid to your local community, or your local government authority. You need to know that amount, because that is the amount you will now take and go and say, "Look, we know that this amount has been released," and you now call the local chairman, the councillor, the state house of assembly member, and you tell them to walk around your community. And you want that money to be used in your community to fix the things that are not working for you. We need to be doing this. We have to be proactive. I will not relent in doing this. I will not relent. Every opportunity that I have to try and raise the level of awareness, believe me, I will do. It is no good complaining about what the politicians are doing. If we're going to complain about what the politicians are doing, looting, then we have to ask ourselves that question: what are we doing to put a stop to it? And those of us that know the things that you can do, we are telling you, and we are urging you to please take it on board. This is a community-wide responsibility. This is a community-wide responsibility. It is not left to one person to do. Everybody in the community, when you go on your community and the roads are bad, and there is no water, and there is no light, and there is no school, you cannot fix it alone by yourself. You need to come together within your community, identify the amount of money. Like I said to you, all 774 local government areas, they receive something called a Federal Account Allocation Committee monthly allocation. That money, where is it going? You need to find out where that money is going. The church will not tell you where that money is going. The mosque will not tell you where that money is going. They don't know. They don't care. They just want you to come to their church and give them money on empty promises and tell you to pray to God for the things that you as a community must come together and confront those you elect into office about. They are a distraction. They are designed to ensure that you never get questioned or hold those you need to hold to account for your lack of infrastructure in your community. The only way you will get infrastructure in your community is when you begin on a daily basis, begin to track the funds coming into your local government, questioning why those funds haven't been released. Come together, go to the local government, go to your state house of assembly, go to your call in the politicians, call them in, get them to come and account to you. You notice that they are avoiding coming to your community, but you are the one paying their wages. Like I said, you need to exercise your powers. That is the only way any change that we wish to see will happen. It is our collective effort that will yield the result of good roads, water, light, schools, bridges, clean air. There are some communities that I showed yesterday in Otta, whereby there's a company spewing fumes that are very harmful. We don't know exactly what the fumes are. When you go and look on the records of that company, they tell you what is it they're doing. It's unknown, but they're a company, and every day there's fumes that go into the eyes of the local population, the residents in that area, and nobody's taking collective action to deal with it. That is why we're here to try and encourage you. You need to come together as a community. Somebody should be in touch with the local government chairman, the state house of assembly member. You should all be on board, because if you do not work for that, collectively work together to get that community the things you need, you will continue to suffer, and the people you elect will continue to loot it. I'm here to let you know you have the collective power. You have that power. And I'm hoping that by having discussions like this, we can encourage each other to begin to exercise those powers. 14.2a, sovereignty belongs to the people of Nigeria, from whom the government, through this constitution, derives all its powers and authority. That is section 14.2a. Section 14.2c, the participation of the people in their governance shall be in accordance with the provisions of this constitution. That is section 14.2c. I want you, every community, to hold on to that. That is the most powerful piece of information that you can use to hold your community together. I'm in a very pleasant surrounding in my own community here abroad. And it is the only reason why they're having a good community is because the people are participating in the governance. If they see that the roads are bad, or there's no water, or there's no safety in an area, they come together. They go and complain about it. They don't just pray. No, the churches in this country, the churches are empty in this country. I'm telling you what I know. Every Sunday, the churches are almost empty in this country because the people believe in taking action rather than praying. Praying doesn't solve anything. Right, right. You need to take collective action. That's what I'm here to urge. Right. You need to take collective action. You see, people are walking around me. The area I'm in, I'm by a canal, walking around within my own area, and I'm trying to tell you that this didn't just happen by accident. The pleasant surroundings that I'm in, where I'm even able to use my mobility scooter. As you all know, I can't walk far because of my health concern. I have a health issue following a car crash, and that health issue really is impacting my life as I speak now. So I'm not able to do things as much as I would. But you can see, because they have the facilities that they have here, it means I can walk along the canal. I can go along the canal. I can, what's the word? I can do things. And I just want you to just really, uh, you know, be able to have something like this in your own community as well. You know, I'm just going to flip this around. Let me just show you something very quick. This is where my surroundings are. I'm just going to show you very quickly. So that's my surroundings. You see, that's me there. And I'm just showing you this because I want us to know that it will take effort from all of us. Yeah, I'm just going to show you. This is my area. This is my canal. This is me on my, I'm just going to, sorry. So go back. So I'm just showing you where I am. You see, this is the canal. This is my present surroundings. And this did not happen by accident. It's because the people have worked for it. The people have worked for it. So if we're going to have infrastructure in your community, without working for it, it will not happen. Sorry, that was mine. So we need to be able to begin to encourage ourselves. I'm not one of these people that will come here and tell you, "Oh, may God help us." So, this and that. They're not doing it for us. We need to ask a question. We have to come together within our community and ensure that the things that we need, that we get, that those who we elect into office, that they do exactly what we ask them to do on our behalf. We must no longer be prepared to accept the nonsense they're giving us, the excuse they're giving us. Oh, it's because of this, it's because of that. It's because we must be telling them, we as a community must come together and be directing the actions of our elected officials. They are working for us. That mentality is what we need to change. If you are in a church, they are designed to make sure that you never. Oh, sorry if I go on the side. Hello. Hello. Hey, hey, how are you? You all right? All right, cheers. Thank you very much. Yeah, not bad.
Where'd you go then? Birmingham?
No, not Birmingham. No, no, I just went for the, a
Oh,
couple of blocks down and
oh.
I turned around, Yeah,
Yeah,
just go
get a
for a walk.
bit of fresh air.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. It's good for
Yes.
you, isn't
Do
it?
you spend most of your days inside?
No, 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 no. I get out when I sit out in the sun when the sun shines in the backyard, go out for a walk like this. So yeah, a bit like yourself, doing
Yeah.
that now.
You
It's
got to
good.
keep moving, haven't you?
Yeah, you do.
Otherwise, you're
Yeah.
like a rusty old gate then.
There you go. There you go. Yeah, you don't want that. You don't want that
No,
situation.
no.
Listen, take care now. Thanks for the
And
chat.
you.
You take
See
care now.
you again.
See you then. Bye now. Have a good day. Bye. Bye. So if you see me there chatting to somebody as I'm going along, and that is what I want. We need this. This is the kind of thing that we need in our community. You see me just chatting there to somebody walking past. You saw me earlier on, and that's what we need to do. So I'm not. Our problem is not money. Our problem is not money because the money is in our monthly allocation. There is a monthly allocation that people are not even aware of in our community, and they're not aware of how to. Our job, my job here is to make you aware of those funds and how to go about accessing those funds so that you can have infrastructure on your roads in your community. And I'm hoping that when you get this information, that you don't just listen to it, but you take action. You take collective action to deal, to begin to change our mindset because our mindset has been corrupted. I'm saying it without shame, without regret. The churches and the mosques, as they currently are in Nigeria, they're designed to enslave your mind, so you never question them. And I'm here to tell you, we need to stop. One of the first things you need to do is to have a software on your. I have this message information on your phone. In the National Bureau of Statistics, put it on your phone on a month by month basis. Everybody in every local government area should have that. Because when you all have this information, guess what? You can go and question those in power. That means you're doing something about your situation. You're not waiting. You're not waiting for somebody to come and help you and say, "Oh, please help me." You are taking collective action. And that is what we're trying to encourage. We're trying to encourage the collective action. It is very important that we take collective action in our community. If you see, I'm on the roads now because that's what I'm trying to do now. I'm trying to, I'm getting going, and it's sunny. I'm trying to enjoy the weather. I'm trying to give you as much information about how things are going because we should no longer be satisfied. We should no longer be satisfied with bad governance. And I'm telling you that the people who are not going to be elected on 29th of May, they are going to do exactly the same thing the last people who looted from you did. And that is what they will loot. But if you begin to question them as a community, not as an individual, collectively as a community, you must come together. Collectively within your community, you must all come together because now the time, if you do not come together, it will come to a point where a civil war will erupt because of the injustice. Many of you know it. What we are hoping to do by doing what we're doing now, by doing programs like this, I'm hoping that we can awaken the minds of as many of us as possible. You watching me, please, if you watch this broadcast, share it in your community. Again, I'm going to quote those two sections to you off head. You notice I'm reading section 14.2a of the Nigerian Constitution and 14.2c off head. That is what we need to do. You need to be able to read it off head. Because when you know it off head, for every chairman of the local community association, they must know it. Chairman, everybody, from the chairman to everybody in the committee, you must know this two sections. Section 42a, sovereignty belongs to the people of Nigeria, from whom the government, through this constitution, derives all its powers and authority. That's section 42a. Now, section 42c, the participation of the people in their governance shall be in accordance with the provisions of this constitution. That's section 42c. Right there. You see, I'm quoting to you the most important information. Because once you have that information now allows you to question everybody. Collectively, as a community, you can question everybody from the president downwards. You can question them. And we are hoping that by you taking this step, taking collective action, the roads you want to be improved in your community, the schools, the hospitals, the bridges, they will get done because you will be watching over who is coming there. You will be asking them questions because now you have the power. You are exercising your power. As it currently stands, over 23 years now, no no local government area, no community has exercised their constitutional powers. None of you. You have not in 23 years exercised your constitutional powers as a sovereignty. And we are here to encourage you to begin that process right now. Not tomorrow, right now. Because the politicians are going to do what they're going to do. They're going to try and loot. But when you start questioning them, when you start demanding they come into your community, it is your right to hold them to demand that they come to your community and fix the things you need because you elected them into office. So I am here to I can't overemphasize how important this point is. When you see something that is wrong in your community, bring yourself together. Take a picture, do a video, take that video, take it to your local community association, take it to your local community association, and say, look, this is what is wrong in our community. Also, 1 minute, please. Once you take that, once you do that, you now go, you now go to the community association and say, look, we need to complain about this. We need to fix it. I also know you also make them aware of the monthly allocation because every local government area receives monthly allocations that the senators, the House of Reps, the State House of Assembly, and the governors, they are sitting on that money. But because you are not participating in your government, they are losing the money because of your lack of participation. Do you get it? So this is what we are hoping to change. That mentality, that mindset must change. That mindset must change. And we are hoping that by doing what we're doing here, by me and others coming on air and telling you, if you can look, give me your local community association member and tell me in the comment box, please. I'd like you to show me tell me your local community, local government authority, and I will give you the figures for the last 10 months. Any local government authority in Nigeria, tell me, tell me your local government, and I will give you figures for the last 10 months. From March, December, I will give you for every single local government that I see that comments on this box. I will give you that information, and I will show you, and I can tell you how you can access it, because that is the only way we can change this. Prayers is not the answer. I'm sorry. Please wake up from that nonsense. It's designed. It's a mental enslavement when they tell you prayers is everything. Prayers is not the answer. It is collective action. Let's begin now, please. Every community, let's begin now, because we need a better future. We need schools, we need water, we need light, we need road, we need safety in our community. And all of these things can only happen when we participate in our governance. I cannot overemphasize this. We can only achieve these things when we all actively, collectively participate in our governance by holding those we elect into office to account. I know I sound very enraged about this. The reason I'm doing this is because as the community I'm living in here, I see what they're doing by the collective action that they take. So we have no excuse. We need to make this work ourselves. We need to work collectively together. Every community, all 774 local government area, we have the opportunity to hold those we elected to office to account. If we don't, they will continue to loot the money meant for our roads and water and schools. But we not do it alone. We have to do it as a collective. Every community must come together and begin to question them. Section 142A, Section 142C, like I keep quoting it, you must use that. Know it off head. Go demand for your local state house of assembly man to come and see your community. They have to be in your community. Don't let them rest. Tell them, no, you are coming to this community. Give them a day, give them a time. The same thing with the chairman, the councillor. Walk them down. Let them know that there's more. They say there's no money. No, there is money. Give the evidence to them that this is money allocation that's meant for the local area, for local government area. When you have that information and you challenge them, they will have no choice but to begin to do what you're doing. It is not going to be easy. This is not going to be easy. What I'm saying is not going to be easy. But we have to start with that process right now. Every community, there is no excuse to allow this to go on. I'm sorry if my voice is raised and I'm frustrated about this. But I just know that, look, we have been in the struggle, and I'm still in the struggle for Yoruba Nation. But I'm here to tell you that in Yoruba Nation, the funds we've raised has not reached a billion. We've not raised 1 billion naira. We've not raised 1 billion naira in the struggle. But I'm here to tell you that on every month, there is over 500 billion naira that goes to all local government areas. Hi, thank you very much. Thank you. There is over 500 billion naira going to local government going monthly to local government assistance. And not let's not even talk about the states. The states also have money. So you need to be asking questions of every one of them. It is your right. Section 42A, Section 42C. 42A. Sovereignty belongs to the people of Nigeria, from whom the government, through this constitution, derives all its powers and authority. 42A. 42C. The participation of the people in their governance shall be in accordance with the provisions of this constitution. 42C. Those are the things that I'm hoping that you guys will take on board. You need to take that on board. We can no longer wait and hope and beg. Prayer will do nothing for you. Prayer will not solve anything. Stop this prayer nonsense. I'm sorry to be saying it. Prayer is not the solution. Exercising your powers, exercising your powers as a community, as a sovereignty. Community is a sovereign. When you exercise that power, they have no choice but to listen to you. So we are here to try and explain that and expose that. And I'm hoping that by doing programs like this, it wakes up so long. When you get this broadcast, please share it. Share it. If you do not participate in your governance, then you cannot complain about lack of roads, lack of water, lack of schools, lack of bridges, lack of healthcare, because you're not participating in your governance. You need to participate in your governance. You have to participate in your governance. And that's what I'm here to encourage you to do. So I think I'm probably coming up to the end of the discussion now. I hope you found it beneficial. You're, of course, watching Citizen Today at the platform where we speak truth to power. Please, when you get this broadcast, share it. The most important information that I wanted you to have, that I want you to have today, is the section 42A and 42C. Section 42A. Sovereignty belongs to the people of Nigeria. from whom the government, through this constitution, derives all its powers and authority. That is something that you need to have as as something you need to know of it. I want every one of you to know that information of it. And then, of course, Section 42C, the participation of the people in the governance shall be in accordance with the provisions of the Constitution, Section 42C. Those two empowers you to hold those you elected to office to account. Please let us not wait any longer. We must begin to question these people and begin to demand for what is ours and fix the things we need to fix and begin to improve our lives. It is a collective effort by all of us. So I urge you all, as you're watching this, please do share this broadcast. You've been watching Citizen Airwire, the platform where we speak to power. Thank you very much for watching. I will not relent, of course. I have no doubt we will continue further with this discussion. I might come back later on and have a discussion. But in the meantime, I want to thank you so very much for listening. Please share, share, and share. Now, it's not about complaining. What are you doing? Before you complain, are you part of a local community association? Are you a member? Do you know your monthly allocations? Before you complain, if you don't know these things, you need to join. You need to find out. That's what we need to be doing. That's what we must be doing. So I'll stop here for now. Thank you so much for watching. Watching Season White, the platform where we speak to people. I'll be back later. Thank you. Bye for now. Bye for now.